Hi there, I've actually managed to get out and about. I'm here on my local patch at Titchmarsh Nature Reserve, and I'm aware that I haven't posted a film in a good few weeks, but without going into too much detail, life is pretty difficult for me at the moment. But getting out and about with nature certainly helps, and it's not as though I haven't been out trying to make films. Indeed, my friend Simon Watts of Wild Presentations and I were out and about a few weeks ago on a really hot day at Twywell Hills and Dales, also on my local patch, to try and film some dragonflies. I spent a fruitful morning there last July and got some really good dragonfly footage. I managed to film several species: four-spotted chasers, common darters, ruddy darters, and broad-bodied chasers, including this footage of this female laying her eggs. But the fact is that during our visit this year, although we saw plenty of dragonfly on the wing, because of this summer's drought, all the ponds where they lay their eggs had dried up. And following that trip, we had a few days of really intense heat where it was just too hot to do anything, followed by a period of cloudy, humid weather with pretty strong winds, really not conducive to getting out filming invertebrates. So here we are at Titchmarsh on this pleasant late summer day. It's not humid today and there's a refreshing cool breeze. Just walking by the side of Harper's Brook at the moment as I make my way towards the River Nen. This is the time of year when passerines seem to disappear. They obviously don't disappear, but it's the molt, so they keep a low profile. This is the spot where Harper's Brook and Brancy Brook meet. The water's nice and clear, and fish are visible. Can't really get a close enough look to make an identification. I think some of the smaller ones would be minnows, and I think this is wild angelica. It's certainly bringing in various insects. And looking back up the brook, I've got a family of mute swan. 6 well-grown, healthy-looking cygnets there. When they're small, they're so easily predated. But what a delightful sight. Titchmarsh is usually good for banded demoiselle, and today's no exception. Depending on the angle of the light, the males are bluish green with a dark band on their wings, and the females are much greener with no band on the wing. And the plants with the pink flowers growing at the edge of the water there look like Himalayan balsam, an invasive species, but the bees do like the flowers. Here's our first butterfly of the morning. It's a gatekeeper, recognisable by the 2 white spots within the dark spot there. And the blackberries have started to ripen, which tells us that autumn isn't far away. I'm still heading down the banks of Brancy Brook towards the sluice, where water flows out from the River Nen, and despite the drought conditions, there seems to be plenty of water, and the river is quite high. Well, I've just plonked myself down on the banks of the River Nen, just taking in the ambience of the river. It really is a beautiful spot. There's been some of the big migrant hawker dragonflies flying around, but much too fast to film. And in the surrounding grass, the constant whir of unseen crickets, which I find difficult to spot at the best of times, but without my glasses, nigh impossible. It feels good just to sit and chill by the river and watch a few fluffy white clouds reflected there. And then way off I spot a bird of prey. It's a red kite. I move a little further on by the riverside and come upon more damsel flies. These are common blue damsel males. The females are pale green, and I watch as this male cleans the many lenses of its compound eyes. From the river, I hear many voices. It's a group of wild swimmers. Wild swimming, it seems, is an activity that's becoming more and more popular. And this stretch of the River Nen and its various tributaries are extremely popular for all sorts of recreational water activities. And I can't think of anything better on a day like today. Back to the wildlife now, and just below me, a green-veined white. A white butterfly, easily recognisable by the green veins on its underwings. And a little further upriver, yet another mute swan. And here's the path by the riverside, which I won't be taking today. I'm going to start heading back. And here's yet more berries and signs of the oncoming autumn. These are Gelder rose. I start to leave the River Nen behind and head back in the direction that I came. And here's the wild angelica once again, still teeming with various insect visitors, bees, flower flies, various bee mimics, hoverflies, and it's satisfying to get decent close-ups as they go about their business. And all these creatures are so important because they are the pollinators, and where would we be without them? And there also is a ladybird. I haven't seen many ladybirds at all this year. And finally, one last view of this male banded demoiselle. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little film. Hope it's not too long before I'm out and about again. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.